Yo, we're back. This is video 3 of 3 on the date series. So we made a video earlier on the movies, restaurant culture, and now we're talking about bowling, which is a great date. It's a date for anyone, unless you're super competitive, and then you'd probably be annoying to be with. Bowling. I went bowling for my Christmas party with my company, and I was really amazed. It was not what I thought it was going to be. It's a bit of a different game. And maybe, like, because you've heard of it now, you'll actually go do it. That'd be cool. The first thing is, in bowling in the United States, it's called bowling. There are 10 pins. This is actually called Kegeln. And they have bowling here. What I'm talking about is Kegeln, actually. The bowling was brought basically by the Americans, as far as I understand. So they have candle pin bowling, and they have 10 pin, right? This has 9 pins, and they're not set up in a triangle, they're set up in a diamond. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, if you know what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, like diamond. And the pins are all on strings, and when they get knocked over, it'll just pull it back up and then set them back down, but with all the ones that you had hit already taken out. So there are a number of games and programs, things you would have never heard of, like just try and get up to 100. And so there are 2 teams, and they're just trying to get up to 100 as fast as you can. Or get up to 100 and then back down from 100. So you stack up the points, all the pins, until you get to 100, and then you start subtracting them, and it's essentially the same thing as going to 200, actually. But I don't know, like each game has its own kind of tally scoring system up on the chalkboard, and it's really not that competitive. It's just kind of fun, although I think everyone's pretty eventually gets kind of competitive. The main difference, I would say, is the balls. They're pretty big, they're pretty heavy, but they don't have any holes. That's kind of weird. So in candlepin you have a little ball, doesn't have any holes. In 10 pin you have 3 big holes and a really big ball. This is a medium-sized ball with no hole. One of the cool games I remember was you have to try and get a certain number with one roll. So, like, I think it was like you wanted to get 1 9 and 1 1 and 2 8s and 2 2s and 3 7s and 3 3s and 4 6s and 4 4s and 5 5s. Like, there was this weird pyramid that you wrote out on the chalkboard, and someone had to get a 9, and it's like, well, yeah, that's what you're always trying to do. Everyone wants to get a 9. So you just keep trying to get that 9, and like in the process you're going to get like some other numbers, and you only need 5 5s, and you only need like 2 2s, but it's like, wait a second, now we have to try and get a 1. That's hard. Like, you're actually just aiming for 1 pin on the side. Like, that's not a game you would really play intentionally, but it happens throughout the course of a game of bowling when you kind of have like a configuration after you knocked a few pins down where it's like, now I have to aim at just 1. But this is just a different game, and it's just fun. I'm pretty sure they have like settings. There are hundreds of games, I would say, where you can kind of just tell it, I want the machine to set up this way, and then you have much more custom controls over the whole thing. Like, we're going to play this Fox and the Hound game or whatever it is. Oh yeah, that was the thing. It was kind of like knockout. If you know knockout from basketball, you would try and get more than the person who went before you. And it was just like, oh, I have to get a lot because the next person's coming up behind me, and they're good, and they're going to get at least, you know, a few pins. I have to get as many pins as possible. So you get 2 rolls, and like the best case scenario, you get 18, and then the person comes up behind you, and they need to try and get more than you to knock you out. And then the next person comes up behind them, and I don't know, there's like a hunter and a fox, I think it was called. Fuchs und Jäger. But yeah. I would actually just say, check it out. Recommended. And it's a different sport. It's different than bowling. It's interesting. I would compare it to like the difference between maybe billiards and pool, or like it's really the difference between 10-pin bowling and candlestick bowling, and then like it's in the middle of those two with strings on top and 9 pins instead of 10 and a diamond configuration instead of a triangle. All right, that's it for ULMX in this video. If you haven't already seen the other two videos about going on dates at a restaurant or going on dates at the cinema, then check those videos out too, because, hey, you know, this is the really valuable dating advice, dating information. Your life hangs in the balance, young fellow. Don't mess it up. All right, that's it for this video. ULMX, Universal Language Media Exchange. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube. Share it with your mother, share it with your brother, share it with your sister, share it with your girlfriend, share it with your boyfriend, share it with your spouse. Hit us on Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube, and ULMX.com. And, of course, on the App Store, ULMX English. Peace.